I like his pipe. Oh, I have a letter.
This is where I keep my post. This is where I keep...
Right. 1883.
That is not the one I need.
Alright, okay, alright. Wouldn't be encyclopedias, would it? There we go.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Right. Dawson and Negligan investment fund bankrupt, Negligan missing. The Dawson and Negligan investment fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in a loan portfolio, and it has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. The liquidation of company is pure catastrophic for many Cornwall families. Joshua Negledon, one of the bankers, has since recently disappeared. His last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Negledon was wanted both by the police and his creditors. Naughty, naughty. Give it something. And I'll go back to something on. Oh, that's gonna click Baker Street. Let's ask him about his father disappearing, because that seems like a great way of doing it with a kid. Right.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
Duh.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Yay.
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Yes, so we would have to find the ship logs. Which, if I can get through a fucking door, I could go back to Woodman's Leak. Woodman's Leak. God damn it. By the way, I literally only got like a few hours of sleep. So keep using concentrating. I'm surprised I got this far. Doing. Look how funny he runs. I'm going the wrong way. Oh, pardon me. I wonder if I had this problem before.
1883.
That's the one I need.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Pit carry master.
This is log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign. That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Let's do the experiment first. Seems to be. Wonder if I would go back to Baker Street to do this one experiment.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
No.
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization.
Yes.
I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Oh, Toby.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
No.
What's your service, Mr. Holmes?
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Smart kid.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
We still need to perform the we still need to perform an experiment.
A spot of whaling, Watson?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
Yes.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible, but if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Which I've already got. I was quite ahead of you. Quite ahead of you. I love how he literally just has the harpoon now.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
Indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test. Holmes, you should try to aim better. And
Okay, you know what? Less of the sarcasticness. Fuck. Okay. I can hit grey skill checks. Ready? Can mirror the heart. Nice. I can pick up a I can hit skill checks.
That I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
Yeah.
if it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
Yes.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
I mean, or you could just give them to charity where they can eat. Right. I know it's. I think it has. I think that. I think it's the feet of the man. No, I still had clues. Still had clues. Yeah, none of them meant okay, right? No! I alt-tabbed! I don't want to alt-tab! So Scotland Yard. Let's go to Scotland Yard. Let's go to Scotland Yard, let's see. Let's see. I know how I do my deductions before the loading screen. I should really do them at the loading screen. I'm really loud. I'm peaking. Turn this down a little bit. There you go, that's perfect. I don't need to change a thing. Unless I become louder, and then it'll go into yellow, but it's fine. Actually seem quieter.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
Woo.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Yes.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
No.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you.
No.
Breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. Fucking meme. I love the meme. Yeah, the meme I like. What?
These are the suspect's belongings.
I'm taking the boots.
Liam Hurtley's a pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Let's see.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
Ready? That's it? Oh yeah, probably had the bag. Let's investigate this.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Yes. Escort.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well,
We shall
see.
Do a character profile. Not much to him. He's a standard average bloke with a rather nasty scar. He's a gardener.
That's all for now.
The gardener. It was the gardener. His boots are probably gonna match. Makes no sense if it didn't.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Wow. Nothing is linked to that one. Right. That's an interesting development. The boots match. We still got one person to meet. Let's see if the wife knows anything. Probably doesn't, but... Oh no, she does. Liam Hutley.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, you do. I just found his prints. On your garden. In your garden. On your property. Because you go back to Baker Street. Baker Street. Oh my god, play again, didn't get much sleep last night. It's called House. It's a very good show, actually. I wonder if I can find it. That scared the fuck out of me. Oh, there you go. Do I need to go anywhere?
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk.
Really? Do it. Yeah, that's this. Yeah, thank you.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
So this would be the colorless. Read that again?
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used.
All 7 has to be used.
Orange reagent
should be
the third one in the sequence
after
the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
So it's a green? Sorry.
First condition, all 7 reagents. Second condition,
orange
reagent should be the third
no.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
No, Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh. I think something went wrong. That was really strange. Okay. It's all good, right. Mark, could you keep an eye on that, please?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Because that was really annoying.
Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Your footprints match.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Presence at Woodman's Lee.
Now that your presence at
now.
Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Gardening?
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently.
Yes.
But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
You sure about that? What did you hide?
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Atta.
I did as you asked, and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley.
Check his alibi.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads.
Yep.
But now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Yes. Because I think he's lying. Nope. There you go. Well done, Kiwi. You did good there. You did good. I did good. Dip 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 dip. Yeah. How's the kids going? Really good, actually. Not doing too bad. Access to garden tools?
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
There you go.
Thank you, madam.
I know what Mum is watching. What is Mum watching?
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Wooden planks. No lifting. I can hear your voice in 21 places. Does that help? Would you look at that?
Let us see what is in this box.
There we go. So this is why it's hard to hear thing. I have your stream on Discord on and hear you from the living room while you're streaming. Did you clone yourself again? Nah. I'm just everywhere now.
Letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Liam, my dear. You have been so good to me all the time I have known you. I cannot describe these feelings, but I suppose that they are sinful and no good could come from them. Wow, just wow. I fear what might happen. I fear going against God. I thank you for your care, but I cannot leave a man with whom I have been bound by God. It is his divine will, and thus my husband will, that is the cross that I must bear. He makes my life a living hell, but bruises fade, and you must not worry for me. Wow. Let's just... You and Liam Hurtley.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well,
here they are.
Here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
You are
I
unfaithful.
wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
You are unfaithful. Unfaithful. You are having an affair. I don't think he was innocent. Oh. It could be just for jealousy. I would have to think that once I've got all the clues. I'll leave you alone. This is obviously has put you in such distress. I'm trying to find this. I might have to go back to Baker Street. And I should look at my files. But wouldn't it come up? I've had that for a long time, haven't I? Let's change courses to Scotland Yard. This is just...
I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
You know what? Okay, fine. Okay. Go back to Baker Street. As you insist.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see. This is interesting. This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now. This is interesting. This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch. Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
Sometime later.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
Dead.
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
I had better dressed as my secret admirer. God, I hate myself. Look at you. That's really sailory. Sailors won't wear glasses. Sailors would have big burly beards though. Done. Perfect.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
What's that? I'm stuck on the chair. I'm stuck in the chair. The chair I got stuck on. I look so beautiful. Dapper BRB bathroom. Okay.